Are you excited for the White House card? That looks really good.
Yes. I'm excited. It sounds crazy. I know it's going to be very high security and high stress and weird to have a fight at the White House in the middle of a fucking war. But I would hope the war will be sorted out by June, but quite honestly, I'm not confident that that's going to be the case.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, so that would be weird.
Yeah.
Having this very high-profile event where everybody's in one place at one time right there.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
So you're not excited to be
Well,
there?
that seems like seems like you're asking for.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that at all.
How could you not think of that?
Well, because I'm not going to be there. You're the one that has to think of it. I was
lose to Ilia Topuria in the main event in the White House. If he pulls it off, it'll be cinema. Okay, and I'll assume that the rig is in, and Topuria has been paid $10 million to make the US look good on the world stage, because Gaethje, he's the All-American. He's red, white, he bleeds red, white, and blue, brother. You know what I mean? He's going to be there. He's the only American that's even in conversations to ever be in a title fight. Unless they did Yan O'Malley too. Which people would still complain about, by the way. But it's the only...
But let's talk about this real quick. Now, first things first. The fight that should happen and is happening, thankfully, is Ilia Topuria versus Justin Gaethje. Okay? Never mind Islam Makhachev. I know that would be a tremendous fight. And we'd all love to see that. And I would like to see them finally settle this beef that kind of Topuria started, just going after Islam. And I get it. That's what you got to do. You got to chat shit. You got to talk big. You got to try and generate hype to get the biggest fights, because you want to get in, make some money, and get out as fast as possible. Like Conor McGregor said back in the day, right?
Get in, get rich, get out.
And Topuria is doing just that. I mean, look at the run that he is on. By the way, if he knocks out Justin Gaethje at the White House, that respectfully to Justin Gaethje, there's a good chance that that happens, because the punching power is just different. It really is. And Justin Gaethje got cracked off Paddy Pimblett multiple times. You never know. I'm not counting out Justin. He's going to do a great training camp, and I'm sure he'll come up with you. But one shot from Ilia Topuria can put you to sleep. Just ask the last few people that he knocked out. Who are they? Well, that would be Justin, if it happens. That would be Charles Oliveira. Absolutely flatlined that guy who looked ridiculous against Max Holloway. Before that, it was Max Holloway, right? Stopped him, made it look kind of easy again. And before that, knocked out Volkanovski, right? The man's punching power is on another level. Can you imagine he knocks out Justin Gaethje as well? What a run. 4 of the biggest names in mixed martial arts, and he knocks them out one after the other, consecutively even, right?
We're told that Ilia Topuria is on the heels of everybody. So now he's going to come in against your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. We're completely dismissing Gaethje, which I feel that you're forgetting is a two-time interim champion of the world. Tell me somebody else can make that claim. Who's a BMF champion of the world. Justin Gaethje has captured 3 belts and is going for his 4th. They brought you what they had. You then had other guys that didn't want to compete.
Because if you want to talk about hitting hard, I mean, Ilia Topuria, fuck me.
That's when you think, like, Max Holloway and Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira dominates Max Holloway, and then you realize, like, how quickly Ilia Topuria starched Charles Oliveira, and you go, how good is that guy?
Right.
He's a once-in-a-generation talent. Like, he knocked out in 3 fights 3 all-time greats.
Insane.
Volkanovski, and then he knocks out Max Holloway, and then he knocks out Charles Oliveira. In 2 different weight classes, he knocks out 3 all-time greats, 3 fights in a row. Yeah. And he just definitive starching of these guys. Like, he's a one...
And think how good how dominant Volk is.
Yeah. Like how good he looked against Diego Lopez.
Right.
Yeah. How good Max Holloway looks all the time, especially in the striking exchanges. Max is a very hard guy to hit, and Ilia just dominated him. He's fucking spooky good and insanely confident, insanely charismatic.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just people that are better than everybody else, and it seems like Ilia Topuria is one of those guys. He's just weirdly better than everybody else, and he can take it too. Like, one of the fights that he had, so when he was competing at featherweight, he took a fight at lightweight against Jai Herbert, And Jai Herbert in the first round caught him with a perfect head kick, rocked him, dropped him, and Ilia Topuria wound up grabbing his legs, taking him down. They fought on the ground, and then the second round, Ilia just put him into the shadow realm. He hit him with a combination against the cage where he hit him with I think it was a left hook to the body and a right overhand that just spun his head around. It was wild. I mean, face first.
The fight world is still trying to process how big this really is. A White House fight card already sounded unreal when people first started talking about it, and now the main event is official. Ilia Topuria is set to face Justin Gaethje, and that one announcement was enough to light up the entire combat sports world. Fighters, analysts, and fans all started arguing over the same thing, which is who really holds the edge when the cage door closes. What makes this fight so easy to talk about is how different these two men are. Topuria brings sharp, disciplined striking, clean timing, and the kind of technique that makes even small openings feel dangerous. Gaethje brings pressure, damage, and the kind of power that can change a fight in a second. One man looks built on precision, the other looks built for chaos. And that contrast is exactly why people cannot stop debating this matchup. There is also a bigger reason this fight feels so massive. It is not just another title fight on another pay-per-view. It is tied to one of the most unusual cards the UFC has ever put together, and the setting alone makes it feel larger than a normal event. Once the matchup became official, the conversation moved fast because people immediately started imagining what this fight would look like under that kind of spotlight. The closer you look at it, the more interesting it gets, because this is not only about power, it is about timing, reactions, nerve, and who can force the other man to fight the wrong kind of fight. That is what makes Ilia Topuria against Justin Gaethje feel so dangerous and so hard to predict. Back and forth around the White House card has not slowed down at all, and some fans have gone as far as saying the lineup should have been bigger. Chael Sonnen does not seem to agree with that kind of criticism. From his point of view, too many people are missing what is already sitting right in front of them. This card has well-known names, major stakes, and enough star power to carry the moment. Sean O'Malley is on the event, Alex Pereira is attached to one of the biggest fights on the card, and Ilia Topuria stepping into the main event only adds more heat to the whole thing. Still, the part Sonnen believes people are overlooking is Justin Gaethje. That is where he thinks the conversation starts going wrong. Gaethje is not some extra piece added to fill space on a major show. He is a two-time interim UFC lightweight champion, a former BMF title holder, and the kind of fighter who has built his reputation the hard way. He has been in violent fights, big fights, and pressure fights, and he keeps finding his way back into the title picture. That matters here. If fans forget what Gaethje brings when he is walking toward another belt, they are probably reading this matchup the wrong way from the start. Even with all that respect for Gaethje, not everybody sees this as a dead-even fight. Robert Whittaker gave his take on the matchup, and his view was pretty blunt. In his eyes, Ilia Topuria's striking sits on a different level from most of the roster. He pointed to Topuria's timing, his instincts, and the way he fires back the second an opening appears. That is the part Whittaker kept coming back to. Topuria does not just hit hard. He makes opponents pay for every step, every mistake, and every lazy entry. Whittaker also made it clear that this is not only about one clean punch landing first. He sees Topuria as a fighter who reads exchanges early and punishes people before they can settle into rhythm. That is why he believes Gaethje's camp will need real changes if they want this fight to be competitive. According to Whittaker, the version of Justin Gaethje that beat Paddy Pimblett would not be enough to beat Ilia Topuria right now. That does not mean Gaethje has no chance. It means Whittaker believes the current version of Topuria is operating at a level where small mistakes become very expensive, very fast. If Gaethje wants to win, he may need more than courage and power. He may need the smartest performance of his career. Now it comes down to what you see when you picture this fight. Some people trust Ilia Topuria's clean technique, his timing, and the way he stays sharp in the biggest moments. Others believe Justin Gaethje's pressure, experience, and fight-changing power can flip everything in an instant. That is why this matchup has taken over the conversation. The stakes are huge, the styles clash perfectly, and both men have enough danger in their hands to end the night without warning. Drop your prediction in the comments and say who you believe takes the win and why. If you want more fight breakdowns, expert reactions, and the latest news from the Octagon, hit subscribe and stay with the channel for the next update.